Hey, what's happening?
What's
Family,
up?
family, what's going on? What's going on?
How y'all all feeling?
I'm good. How y'all?
Good. Enjoying this snow. We should have sent some to Nicole, you know.
Saying
No,
congratulations
thank you.
up out of here.
No, thanks. I mean,
Uh,
I do have all of my like boots. I got some Sperry's and stuff like that, but like coats.
you got some hoop?
Sperry. That's a name brand.
It ain't sketches. See,
And
I'm stuck. I'm like, some what? Some,
they cute too. I had got them some years ago. I don't even know if people still wear Sperry's or whatever, but they cute. Y'all want to see them?
nope.
Sounds like hateration to me.
Not at all. How was your week, Nicole?
I've went through some things, with this new job. I was feeling like I'm not staying here. I've been looking for other jobs because, I ask all the questions. Okay. I ask all the questions. So when I ask questions, it's because I'm trying to get my things in order. I need to know. And then when I start the job, everything that I asked you is different. So if I apply for a job and it's supposed to be for like a technical type of position, like technical support where I'm troubleshooting devices and stuff, that's what I expect, right? But no, in training, oh, you'll be doing some technical, but it's billing. I don't want to deal with people talking about why my bill this much, or I don't know. I don't know. That's not what it was supposed to be. It's supposed to be technical support. So basically, I'm not technical support. I'm just customer service.
You
And if
just
it's
cut
something that
service.
I can't handle, I'm going to send to the real tech support. Really? That was strike number one. Strike number two, training is supposed to be 4 weeks. Oh, it's 8 to 10 weeks. Strike number two. Strike number three, they tell us I got to pick what training times I want. I think it was 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., 12 to 8, or 3 to 12, or something like that, right? So I chose 9 to 6 because my last job was that time 8 to 5, 8 to 6. Like I could stay in here for training, right? And I asked about overnight positions. They like, well, this is a 24-hour company. So yes, there are overnight. So after training, you can pick the time. I'm not sure what those times will be, but you can pick the time. No, they assigned me a time. And when I said something to the trainers and everybody else in there said, was like, yeah, I was told that they looking like. She goes, well, I'm going to be transparent. There may be, you can, but my last class would have killed for your hours. I don't care about what, if the majority, now it's 6 to 2:30. A lot of people think that's a great schedule.
6 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great schedule. Well, for me, but I mean, it ain't for everybody, right?
It ain't for everybody. I got a child I got to get to and from school. So then here's another strike. So I asked about breaks. Are breaks and lunches set? Or can I pick when I go to break? Because then 6 to 2 wouldn't be so bad. I can work from 6 at 8, take a break. It take me less than 15 minutes to get Egypt to school, take my break, get her to school, come on back, right? And then I don't care about the other times because by the time I get off before she get out of school. Cool. Oh, well, the breaks and lunches are set, right? And you can talk if everybody has issues, things that they go through and say, hey, and they can set the times at what you need it to be set at. It's no big deal. Get in training after the end of the first week. Oh, the times for breaks and lunches used to be set. Now they're going to be different every day you come in, depending on what we need. So every day it's going to be different. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to take my child to school every day. I'm just not going to know that. So I'm just like, right? Y'all don't pay enough. Then they go over the pay. So now I'm kind of like, maybe I'll stay.
What's the pay? Is the pay that good?
Well, the hourly pay is not that good. It's more than what I was making. It's still less than what I was making in Houston. But the way they pay is, because I have a 6 to 2:30 schedule, I guess that's considered a great schedule. So you don't get that many pay differentials. On Fridays, you get 50 cents more. Saturdays, you get $1 more. Sundays and Mondays, you get $2 more, right? And but on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you don't. But for my schedule, you don't get that pay. You just get whatever your pay is. Like, say if you make $5 an hour, you just gonna get that $5. But on the other days, you get the extra $2 or whatever.
$6, $7.
Right. And then overtime every month, the first week of the month, it's like a mandatory overtime, but you get to pick it by Wednesday. I can work my off day, or I can work, and I could pick the shifts where it's more. Like it's $2.
You sure
if I
you
work.
Pick the shifts?
Yeah. That's what they said in training. Hopefully I don't get there and then they mandating me. They always telling you something different, but so far the way it sounds is you get to pick, because I specifically asked that, do they mandate you or they said, no, you have until Wednesday at midnight to schedule your own self for the overtime. If you don't, they will automatically put you on the thing. And in fact, you could split it up. If I want to say I'll do 4 hours at this time and then 4 hours after that time.
So basically, your whole week is you deciding if you're gonna quit this job.
I don't know yet. All of that other stuff.
It was
at first, I was feeling like I'm being hasty because I have the potential of making a lot of money. I'll be making, over $30 an hour doing overtime.
Okay. Jay, how was your week?
My week was good. Started off, we went to the range, got some range time in. That was fun. Really, other than that, it's been the same old. I do want to.
We missed you last week.
I do want to.
Thank you, Michael. I didn't even do anything.
I do want to. I'm gonna apologize. Throw somebody under the bus, then apologize again. So
thank you.
Apologize to Opinion Nation because I told them to come in early this week so we have a video. I want to apologize for not having that video.
It's my fault. I made the video, guys, and all of them, including the producer, said I ain't feeling it. And it's an awesome video. They just mad because I'm the talk of the show. So a lot of the highlights and the exciting points is me.
Okay.
All right.
So I don't have to throw her under the bus anymore because she threw herself under there. She jumped under there.
Hey.
This, I guess, is not really an apology, but I just want everybody. I got a lot of flack.
Next week it'll be there.
I got a lot of flack after last week's episode. Everybody was more than one person on different occasions told me that I was outside of myself. So I'm gonna apologize to everybody, specifically Nicole, even though I know I ain't offend her. But I apologize to everybody, specifically Nicole, if I did get outside of my normal character. I just get passionate when I'm speaking. So we had it out publicly. It only makes sense to say this publicly. You know I love you.
I mean, men have times of the month too.
Damn.
See, this is why you don't really get that type of shit from me. This is the first and last time.
Me, you ain't even accepted before you threw that shot.
It's cool.
Hey, no apology needed. I wasn't, my panties wasn't in a bunch.
I
I didn't even feel no type of way.
I said you didn't either.
Y'all knew that, but I just wanted to put it out there just in case anybody got anything thought or pulled anything away from that other than two cousins having a passionate conversation. Y'all should have hit it the way we talk to each other offline.
What? Y'all should get the way these boys talk to each other offline. Y'all think that was rough. Shit. Well, first I want to say, hey, Arthur Durance. Yeah, I was bench pressing. I put my last bench on there. I got 315 again this week. I hadn't been getting it for a couple weeks, so.
I saw that too. That first video. I'm glad Danielle was there. I was like, come on, you can do it.
I keep because that, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to post his when we get off because he got 420. Easy.
Wow.
Easy. So I'm going to post his when we get off tonight. I'm going to put him on there. And then I got my 315. I had been getting it months ago, but I hadn't been consistent. Like the last couple of weeks, I had been trying to do a lot of work and I hadn't really been working out. I was like, double dutching in a little bit, out a little bit, and I hadn't been consistent. So 315 wasn't going up. Like 300 was going up, cake. 310, that 315, it was just playing around. We wasn't cooperating. And last week I got back in being a little consistent with my working out. And so last week it didn't go up, but Monday this week it got up. It still felt like I was pushing it through mud a little bit. So I ain't clean with it yet. But I give me another 2 weeks or so, I think I'll be clean with it like that. But my goal is not even really 315. My goal is by the end of February to be able to press 300 for 5 reps. I can't do 5 reps with that yet. And that's my goal for that. And to be able to do 135 pounds 70 times. Right now, I can only do it 35 times straight. So I'm looking to go 70 reps at 135 pounds by the end of February. So those are my goals on that. I got to answer another question that was in here. I think our producer asked, was I in the hospital or something? Because he see my chart, my dry erase board behind me. No, I'm not in the hospital. What it is, it's time for me to get stuff in order. So I got my monthly dry erase board here so I can put my monthly goals on it here. This is the mirror I got here, but in the mirror, if you can see the other dry erase board, I got that on the door. That's for my goal list of things that I need to be doing for like daily goals. I got a couple of them on there, what need to be done by the day. I actually put the mirror here for my working out process so I can see what it is that I need to be fixing on myself working out. And I got some other things that spread around, but it was just time for me to kind of get organized. I had been really in disarray around at the house, you know what I'm saying? So I was mentally cluttered, so I'm trying to just declutter. So that's why I look a little bit different behind me. I took care of a couple of days this week just to get stuff in order for that. The rest of my week was pretty good. Like Jay said, we went to the range. I took my aunt to the range with us. I think I'm a great teacher. I found that out. I'm a really good teacher.
What aunt?
Brenda.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why you say it like that? Oh, really?
Because she don't be going nowhere.
Which one, Tasha? You talking about the calendar?
He had a good time, too. Because it's blank.
The calendar's blank because I actually just finished.
You got no goals, nigga. You just put that up there for show. I'm going to tell them this on the show.
I'm going to tell them that this with this phone. No, I actually just got it up yesterday, like late last night. Remember when we were talking and when we had the phone call last night, I told you it was going to be real late.
Yeah.
I was just finishing getting this up, like in here. I didn't finish up in here until maybe 1, 2 o'clock this morning. So getting this stuff together. So like it was late. Trust me, Tasha, by next week it'll be filled out. It's coming out of my head going to the board. It's coming out of my head going to the board. I think I've learned that part because I do keep a lot of stuff in my head, but keeping stuff in my head, it gets shifted around too much. I have a lot of things I be trying to do, and if I don't actually put them down sometime, it'll get pushed to a spot that I won't think about it again until like it should have been done already. So that's why I'm trying to just write more stuff down. Other than that, what else happened in my week? I did legs yesterday. My legs feel like jelly right now. So I think that was about it with my week. I didn't do too much carpentry work. I'm slowing down with that. I'm in the pivot stage with that, with my carpentry, and we're ramping up with physical fitness. So that's it for my week. Going into it, a couple things now with the topic. Our producer was trying to be very cryptic with that, so we'll explain that as we go, getting into it. There was a couple things that we wanted to talk about before. Since this is Black History Month, what we come up with as a crew was to kind of go with our favorite moments in Black history. But I think this week is just on me to give my favorite moment in Black history. And I think my favorite moment is actually a span of time. It's the late 19th century until the early 20th century. You know, that was the time around. The most notable was is Black Wall Street, which is Greenwood, Oklahoma. It's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That was one of the biggest. Well, that was the most notable because it was destroyed with the riot that they had. But at that time, there were like at least 15 to 20 towns or cities that were strictly just Black cities or Black towns where Black people stuff were flourishing. And I think that's one of my favorite times for Black history. And it's just like it's the success of Black people. Don't get me wrong. I know it's not as big as Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass. I mean, depending on how you judge things. But for me, those times, I'm very business oriented or business minded, I would say. And I just like the fact of those times whereas Black people were self-sufficient. And the thing is, whether they weren't depending on, I won't say they weren't depending on other races to help, because there still was help coming from other races. They still were working other jobs, working for other races and bringing that money back to the community. But it was a time of community building. Like you had Harlem, New York, which was like the time of the Renaissance going on. You had a spot in North Carolina. There was this Virginia. They had a spot in Virginia, a spot in Florida. It was, like I said, it was at least, I think, 15 to 20 Black towns starting from the late 19th century to the early 20th century where Black people actually had a real chance to flourish.
So can we talk about that for a second, real quick,
Sure.
like present day? And I think we've discussed this before, but we do have some new listeners that wasn't with us in the very, very beginning. So I saw this picture that somebody, and I've seen this before, but somebody posted it again today. And it was a picture of it had like all of these celebrities, you know, it had like Jay-Z, Puffy, and all of these people. And they were talking about how it's over $1 billion in this picture, and we don't have basically a Black Wall Street. We don't have a Black hospital. We don't have this. Do you think we would ever, you know, how it seemed like what Chinese come in? And I know they don't have, it's harder for Black people because of even the redlining and stuff like that. It's like whatever we do, we get fought tooth and nail not to do it for whatever reason, you know. But you know how Chinese people, wherever they go, you gonna have a Chinatown. At least every state I've been to so far, there's been a Chinatown. You know, even the street signs be in Chinese. You know what I'm saying? Do you think we could ever accomplish something like that, since there are more Black entrepreneurs popping up? You know, I mean,
Right.
we starting with the Black banks, but
Is your question, could we or will we?
both, because there still has to be the mind state. Do you think
those two
Black
different
people?
answers?
Well, that's what I'm saying, because it still have to be the mind state. I mean, yes, and you know, just thinking, yes, it could because the money's there,
Right.
but I mean, but could it because of the mind state?
I think the answer that I would say is it could happen just because, as Kevin Garnett so articulately said, anything is possible. I don't think it will happen just because of the yearning for Black people to be accepted so much. I mean, I think at this point, everything that happens is for us to be. We deal so much with inclusion. I'm saying we want to be included in what everybody else is doing. We want them to accept what are we doing. I think the thing that helped back in the early 20th century is they weren't looking for inclusion. It was like, okay, you don't want us over in your restaurant? Fine, we'll have our own over here. Oh, y'all don't want to help us with y'all banks? We'll have our own over here. Your doctor's office really don't want us to come in there. You want us to go in the back, or you want to give us subpar service? Fine, we'll have our own here. Instead of us with that mindset, we want to kick in their door and say, oh, you don't want us in your restaurant? We're going to force you to want us in your restaurant. And then once we do get to a certain point, it's like, oh, now we got this. Now we can belong. Now we can fit in with you here. You know what I'm saying? Because we are teaching an all-inclusive world now. So everything is supposed to be like, nobody is supposed to not like you. You know what I'm saying? It's wrong for them not to like you for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think we'll get back to that point just because of we want to be included in everything. And honestly, if you look at it, we're the only race that wants to do that. Every other race, they will be included in what you think. I mean, they'll allow themselves to be included, but their mindset in the beginning is not, let's go and see what they want to do, or let's do something so that every race can be a part of it. If you look at Asians or Chinese, how you said, when they come and start their stuff, it's about us. You know what I'm saying? Hispanics, it's the same way. Like every other race is really about their race. And then once they are moving into a positive direction, they'll allow you to come in and talk to them, or, you know what I'm saying, be a part, or at least shop with them. Sometimes they ain't even letting you be a part of what they're doing. They'll get your money for it, but they're not trying to be a part of you. Even the ones in your neighborhood, like they'll come to your neighborhood with their business, but they're not trying to be a part of your neighborhood. They're going to take that back to their neighborhood or whatever. So
to answer Shaka's question, I think this generation is still not about us. They may not be about trying to fit in, but they're more about me. So they're not looking to build a community. They're looking to get the bag for themselves and the flex.
I think to kind of go back and answer the original question, and also kind of I don't want to say attack, but to speak to what Lavelle was saying, I think that your response was more of a pessimistic outlook, right?
Yeah.
Could it happen? Yes. Will it happen? Maybe not in our lifetime, but I do believe it will happen again, because life has shown us, even up until recent times, that history repeats itself. You know what I mean? All it takes is that one person to spark the idea. You know what I mean? So I do believe that it can happen. I do believe that it will happen. I don't know that we'll see it, but I do believe that it will and can happen again. But that's me being optimistic as well. I do understand your reasoning behind your pessimistic response, and it makes total complete sense, because that's all we've seen, right? That one man hasn't been sparked, at least to the point where they've started to create, right? And that's not to say that, one of us, anybody on this thread, anybody on this show, we come into some money and we start to create our own. I've always said, and I think I've had this conversation with you before, if I ever got some money, I'm gonna start buy some land and I'm building houses for my whole family, and that's the beginning of the community. You know what I mean? So I think it'll take time, and I don't know that it'll happen in our time in our lifetime, but I do believe it can happen. And
just to answer Shaka's question on here, Atlanta is doing a lot of great things. The black people in Atlanta, I guess, you know what I'm saying? But it's a very small, on the grand scheme of things, it's a small community of them that's getting together. But they are trading resources, trading information with each other. They're helping each other out to grow and things of that nature. So I don't know. I mean, put like this, we could say it's in the infancy stage of it has the ability to become something like that and something bigger. I think the biggest thing that pushed it was Tyler Perry building his studio there. The huge studio he got, and now they're talking about doing building a community down there. It's a lot going on in Atlanta, so it could be the start of it.
And I look at that Tyler Perry thing, like that's a seed. That's really a seed being planted. You know what I mean? Because we would never think that we would be allowed to do something like that, right? And then you see this, and then you see the major studios that go behind them, and they need him. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The majority of the blockbusters that we saw from 2019, 2018, even 2017, they were filmed at his studio.
At his studio.
Marvel Avengers was filmed in his studio. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like that right there is a seed that let us know, like, well, we can do this. You know what I mean? We can do it. It's just a matter of putting those thoughts in motion and really making it bringing those dreams to reality. You know, and seeing it come to fruition.
Well, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about one person doing something. Just like you have black banks, in Atlanta, there's a lot of black banks. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about like-minded people, like a community, get in a hospital, a library, where the same with Black Wall Street can function just like, okay, like where I lived, the last two places I lived when I was in Texas. I didn't have to leave outside of my community to go nowhere. Walmart, grocery store, beauty supply, whatever. So will we ever have a community where there's a Black-owned beauty supply store? As much hair products we buy, we should have a Black-owned beauty supply. You know what I mean? And I'm sure there are some.
Okay. So your question though is, are we gonna have that within like a certain radius of itself?
Yes, like a Black Wall Street type thing. Yeah, not just having it.
I think it's possible. You know what I mean? Like,
it's
possible. Look, the studio really is that. If you really think about it, the studio is that.
He does have everything inside of that studio.
If you really think about it, it's possible.
He got a beauty supply now?
He got everything. I don't know if it's an actual beauty supply, but they don't have to go. Once they in there, they don't have to go nowhere. Because like when the pandemic first hit and they started filming movies, in order to get into the studio, you had to take a test, make sure you were there. And once you got there, you couldn't leave.
Yeah, but that's for the actors and stuff. That's not a community for us to shop and circulate within there.
What he's saying is that's the start of it. Like that's the template. You know what I'm saying? It can be. That's what he was saying.
Well, see, and that's another thing, but that's Tyler Perry owning, monopolizing it. We ain't talking about him on Monopoly, buying the whole block.
That's the mindset that we talk about though, because
but the mindset I'm talking about, everybody have their business. Like you might have a corner store on this block. You might have a church.
The thing is, all of that starts with one person. Even Black Wall Street in Tulsa, one person owned all that land. One Black man bought 40 acres of land, and then they start building on it. And other people got to build their properties on it, and then they start putting houses on it and stuff. But somebody had to own the land. He got that land in the Oklahoma land run when they.
But Tyler Perry not doing that. That's not what his mind is. He's not saying
Tyler Perry is going to do that. He's saying that's a template so it can happen. So other people can do something like that.
We know it can happen. So we know it can. But I don't see Tyler Perry opening his studio.
What you got to go with Tyler Perry?
Nothing at all. I actually like Tyler Perry.
Because this ain't about Tyler Perry. We're not saying Tyler Perry.
Can I get my statement out? Can I get my statement out? Can I get my statement out? All I was finna say was, I don't think, for me personally, seeing Tyler Perry open a studio and even monopolizing that doesn't give me hope that we will have another Black Wall Street. I just think that's apples and oranges. Okay. That's all I'm saying. I commend what he's doing, and he's into movies, so he wants to get a piece of that and have a Black-owned piece of that. I'm not talking about that. That's great.
I think the disconnect is the mindset, because you're looking at it as this is specifically for movies, and by all rights, that's what the studio is for. You're 100% correct in that thought. But the point that I was pushing is that he was able to do that, right? And he was able to see his vision through. If we were able to have someone else with the thought process and the mindset of creating another Black Wall Street, another Rosewood, the Roswell. I'm sorry, I'm getting it wrong. Is it Rosewood or Roswell? Rosewood.
It's Rosewood, but I don't think you getting me. I understand that, because if you look at Puffy has enough money to do that. Jay-Z has enough money to do that, but they're not. So my question is, do you think as a Black people, I know we can, and if somebody decides to step out on faith and do it, yes, of course. But I'm just thinking the state of us now and the mindsets of Black, do you think it'll ever happen based off of what you're seeing?
I think I responded. I think I answered that. I said, I believe it could happen. I don't know if it'll happen in our lifetime, but I do believe that eventually it will happen.
Okay, before we get into our topic, I want to bring this up, and it might take us over a little bit, but Nicole threw it in the group to ask the question anyway. I don't know how much we discussed it in our group chat, y'all, but I want to ask my two co-hosts and also us in the comments, what is our opinion about Whoopi Goldberg and her statements on the Holocaust?
I think I learned a little something based off the information Jay and Maine put in the comments, but I was with Whoopi after I read what happened.
What did you learn? You can't just say you learned something.
Well, what you learned. Can I? Can I explain this how I explain, please, Beyonce?
You wasn't explaining nothing.
Yeah, as soon as I got into it, see, I like to
Tell us
go.
what you learned.
I like to go in what I thought, and then
Okay,
what I
I want to
learned.
know what you learned. Can we start there?
No, because that's backwards. I don't want to talk
No.
about what I learned and
Then
then
you
say, but I
shouldn't
thought
then
that
you shouldn't have
because if
started
I
with saying I
tell you,
learned something.
because if I tell you what I learned, what I thought don't matter.
Yes, it do.
No, it don't, because this is the truth. So even if it was some
What?
bull crap, what I thought don't matter no more, because they don't. No, this we gonna go with the truth. So let me tell you my viewpoint. It's an order of this thing, okay?
She sound like our heading for the day.
Can you let the woman speak, please?
Jesus Christ of
She sound like our
Nazareth.
heading for the day. That thing is the thing. Should
So
be
when
a
I
thing.
read Whoopi's right thing, I saw the article was that she got suspended, right? So basically, all she was saying was basically she said it's two groups of white people fighting. It's not racism. It's about a human thing, right? Like control or mistreating people, right? It was a thing of mistreating people because she felt like it wasn't race because they the same race, right? That's how she felt. And I'm gonna be honest, and as ignorant as it might sound, I felt like the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I always felt like the Holocaust was a religious thing, not race. You know what I mean? But basically, and it could be race. I still feel like I need to look it up more. I still need to look it up more because I still kind of feel like I ain't really understanding. To me, Jewish, if they Jewish, that's a religion. It's not a race. But how it was explained was that Hitler basically, the blue-eyed blonde hair, that's the superior, that's white. Anything else, you ain't a part of this. So that's kind of what his thing was based off of. So it kind of is kind of race because he was feeling like if you Jewish, you ain't, but then that still kind of feel like, so what about the brunettes? He feel like they ain't white. I don't know.
So the way that what Whoopi said was accurate logically.
I still didn't find out what Nicole learned.
That Hitler looked at it racially because he felt like they were not whites. So it was a race thing. Outside of what he viewed as white power and white this, kind of like y'all.
The thing with that is, and this is where I think, and I hate to be this guy because I really don't 100% agree with it, but I understand it. With Hitler, he looked at it as basically two races, superior and inferior. If you wasn't blonde hair, blue eyes, you were inferior. So in his mind, those were the two races, regardless of the color of your skin. Logically, when we think about it, the color of your skin determines your race or plays a part in your race, right? Naturally, there are some people who are different races that don't necessarily match their skin tone, but that's neither here nor there. But the reason and why Jewish people looked at it that way is because of how Hitler basically ruled based off of that race scale. And so that's why it's considered racial. What Whoopi said, I can't tell Jewish people not to be offended by it, right? You can't tell them that that's not their truth. You know what I mean? So them being mad, I understand it. What I don't agree with is her being fired because she may have misspoke.
She wasn't fired.
I'm sorry, not fired, suspended. I'm sorry. Her being suspended because she misspoke. I think it's a bigger play. It's a bigger thing at play here. Because if you think about it, only time is specifically with us, we are not allowed to make mistakes in media and doing jobs that require us to talk a lot. This is going. I'm gonna go off on a tangent, so stay with me. When you talk like we do, we talk every week. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna say something that you probably shouldn't say, or you're gonna say something that you don't mean. When you talk a lot, you tend to overtalk. You put your foot in your mouth sometimes. It happens. Sometimes you speak out of ignorance. You think you know something when you don't know it. It's a part of life, right? You make a mistake, you own up to it, you apologize for it, you move on. That wasn't the case with Whoopi. It wasn't the case with Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon did basically something similar to, a little bit different, but similar to what Whoopi did. And the minute you say anything out of line about Jewish people, specifically Jewish people, it's automatically deemed anti-Semitic, and everything that you've worked hard for is wiped clean from you. And I think that's not fair, especially when Whoopi's. And I always say this: intention doesn't matter. And this is a clear example of that. That intention means nothing, because she didn't disrespect Jewish people at all. She didn't try to diminish what they went through. She just said that it wasn't about race. And in her thought process, she was logically correct, because technically, yes, there are Jewish people that Jewish is a race, but in that instance, it wasn't based off of race. You see what I'm saying? So she may have misspoke, right? She loses everything. People get on TV all the time and misspeak about black people. They've creating laws for you to stop talking about what happened
Right.
in school.
They're creating laws for you to stop talking about it to white people and making them feel ashamed.
Feel bad. You see what I'm saying? So to me, I feel like that's the bigger play. Like, granted, if Whoopi said the wrong thing, her words were minced, whatever the case may be, she owned up to it and apologized publicly. That should have been the end of it. Why is she not allowed to make a mistake? And they had the other white lady that was on the show with her. I forget her name. I don't even know if she's still on there, but she used to get on there and say, this is around the time when Trump was in office, she used to get on there and say all kind of weird shit about black people. The motherfucker Ted Cruz just got on the news the other day and was talking about how Biden just said he wanted to elect a black woman to the Supreme Court justice. Ted Cruz just got on the news and basically said that's a slap in the face to, because black women make up 6% of the population. That's a slap in the face to the other 94% of the population that are probably just as qualified or overqualified. So you can diminish black people on TV at every corner, but you can't misspeak about Jewish people without them deeming you your rhetoric is anti-Semitic. I think that's ridiculous to me. I think like that's the bigger issue, and we could go on and on about that because I don't agree with that at all. And especially when it was a mistake. Now, if you get out there and you blatantly say something wrong specifically about that group of people when you know that they run everything, then you know what I'm saying, you out there. But if it was a mistake, you misspoke, you spoke out of ignorance, you know what I mean, just because you didn't know, that's not right.
I think the only disagreement I have with everything you just said is with it being a mistake or her misspeaking. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think there was a mistake made. I don't think she misspoke.
I understand that, but honestly, we can't say that. You, me, anybody that's not Jewish can't say that, right?
Can't say what?
What you just said. You can't say that she didn't misspeak, because you can say you weren't offended. You're not Jewish. It's like if somebody else got up there and started saying something about black people, and another
no, you're understanding me.
Say she didn't misspeak.
But no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that Jewish people can't be offended by it. I'm saying I don't think she misspoke.
In your knowledge of what it is.
I don't think
not about how they feel.
Because this is the issue that I'm having with it. Because the first thing all of them do is go to the fact trying to act like she diminished something about the Holocaust, which she did not. She didn't say it was any less egregious than it was. You know what I'm saying? And then they go straight to trying to say that she's anti-Semitic. And if we're going to say it was anti-Semitic, then of course that's not about race. You was changing it to religion now. She said nothing of that. You know what I'm saying? She didn't. So in my opinion, she didn't misspeak anything. She didn't misspeak because guess what? All she did was tell what she thought about a certain event. And in her opinion, that event was not about race. It was about people being cruel to people. Because if you look at it at that scene, then they're trying to say Hitler decides what's what. Because Hitler decided that they were a different race than him. Nobody else decided that. And if you look at it with DNA, if you go through how races decided, there are only 3 races on the planet. There are only 3. Caucasoid, Negroid, and Asian. Asiatic, or however. Those are the only 3 races decided by DNA. You only can be one of those 3. So you're either white, black, or Asian. That's it. Because a Jewish person, you can be Jewish, but either you Jewish, either you Caucasian Jewish, black Jewish, Asian Jewish. That's it. Ethnicity. So it was not about race if you're going to go deep into it like that. And I can't tell you, you can. That's like me telling a non-binary person that they can't call themselves they. You can do that, and you can say you are whatever you want to, you know what I'm saying, be. But
the truth of the matter.
You can't get mad at me. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, for that's like you're non-binary, you call yourself they. I walk up and say, "Hey, dude, how you doing?" Or "Hey, sir, how you doing?" I'm not a sir. What the fuck? I don't know this. Looking at you, I don't know what you saying identify as or something like that. I'm not diminishing your religion. I ain't saying nothing about you. I'm not diminishing Jewish people. I'm saying what I saw on that in that occasion, that was not about race. That was about people being cruel to people. That's what it is.
Yeah, honestly, though, if you go back and if we looked at it on a whole, right, all of it would be considered people being cruel to people, right?
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, if it, regardless of what the root of it is, it's all people being cruel to people. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And in essence, if that was her, I don't want to say if that was her point, she technically was not wrong. Yes, you are 100% right. But I just feel like the deeper problem with the fact of is her punishment. And then if not only they punished, she's suspended for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
That's ridiculous.
Suspended for 2 weeks after she apologized.
After the apology, which is to me is mind-boggling. So because they told her she had to apologize. They made her apologize because I'm certain unless she
apologized twice, and I know they made her apologize because the first time she did it, it was on Stephen Colbert, because that's what I saw, because I didn't see the actual thing. I had to really search to find the actual footage. But when she apologized, and she said on Stephen Colbert, she was like, "Look, I'm not trying to give y'all a fake apology on something said, because I kind of believe what I said, but I didn't mean to hurt anybody's feeling, and I wasn't trying to diminish how you feel about something. I'm apologizing for that." So they made her go out and say that.
Yeah, I think that was
ain't no probably shocker. I'm pretty sure some Jews on the studio.
Every studio. Every studio.
Except for Tyler Perry's.
What?
Right.
What nuances are we talking about there, Mr.
Producer man? Yeah, no, I don't know. I just don't agree with that. And it only happens when Black people say something that Jewish people deem unacceptable. That we basically dealt like the ultimate sentence. You know what I mean? Like they took everything away from Nick Cannon. They made her publicly apologize and then still suspended her. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. If anything, they could have had somebody who.
I wish people wouldn't watch for the 2 weeks she gone.
Honestly, I don't think Black people should watch it, period, anymore.
They showed you that you don't mean nothing. They show now that right there is something that I'm extremely pessimistic about, and it kind of falls in line with the things that you were saying. Stuff like that will never stop. You know what I mean? We'll never stop. When we see that our business is not wanted, our dollars are not wanted, our time is not wanted, those are the places that we go to the most. When we see that we're treated like shit, those are the places that we frequent the most. Those are the things that we like to do the most. Or whenever you go somewhere and they treat you like shit, the minute you get some money, you want to go in there and throw money in their face because you think that's gonna make them feel like, oh man, he came up. Like, no, stupid, you be giving them more money. You in their business.
And they still don't like your ass.
And they still don't like you, but they're gonna take your dollars. They're gonna take your dollars. But that's the mindset. Now that's the mindset that we gotta get out of. We want to show people up, you know what I'm saying, but we do it in the wrong way. So
I can tell you that, dude, if you come on every day,
I couldn't even tell you. I think so. I think it's a daily talk show.
If it come on every day, I guarantee you, if every Black person don't watch it the first week, we'll be gonna be back on that next week.
She's the only Black person on there, right?
Yeah.
Because
no,
the only one.
No, what's her name? It was on the tip of my tongue. Is it Lisa or Alicia? Huh?
Oh, I don't know because I don't watch it.
Sunny? Who is
Unless she wasn't on there no more. She used to be on like BET hosting stuff. Can somebody look up the hosts, the View hosts?
Yeah,
producer before we get into the topic.
Sunny. Who is Sonny?
Oh, they keep saying Sonny. Oh, that's what he was trying to say. Her name's Sonny.
Yeah, but it was a different person I was thinking about. It wasn't Sonny. Sherri Shepherd was a host, but I'm talking about she was
they
on
had
that.
Sherri Shepherd. They had Raven Simone. I don't know who this new girl is, but
I know that she was black.
Huh?
I never knew she was black. Sonny.
Who?
Sonny.
Oh,
I always thought she was Hispanic. I never knew she was black.
I don't know who she was.
she probably mixed race.
I don't know who she is either, but I don't think anybody should watch it. I don't think any black person should watch it. I think they should leave it alone.
Yeah, I think she probably mixed race.
Yeah. So
the other blank lady, who is the blank lady?
She meant black.
I know.
All right. Okay. We got like a couple minutes. We got to get into this topic. I don't even know how to explain it.
Okay, so
okay, I kind of remember what sparked it. It was a I don't know if it was a meme or a post or something.
Yeah, because I had said something about it said something. Basically, it said I want to say it right.
It said
if women are not
prepared or not ready.
If women not if women not prepared to have sex, they shouldn't be dating. You know, why is that okay to say?
No.
But if we say
no,
that's what I said. That's what it was. It said, why is it okay? Because this was the post I got it from. Because it was a female who posted it. She said, why is it okay to tell women if you're not prepared to have sex during a date, that's okay. But all hell break loose if you tell a man have at least $100 or you shouldn't date. That was specific to that group, the $100 thing, because in that group they was going crazy about being mad about a date. That's where the coffee dates came in, and they don't want to spend no money. These group are being something else, but basically without the $100. But that's what that post said. Is basically, men, if you broke, you shouldn't be dating, and women, if you're not prepared to give it up, you shouldn't be dating. I think that's stupid, but I'll let one of y'all talk.
I agree with both statements, though.
Yeah, that's stupid. That's just so stupid.
What, did I agree with both statements?
No, you can agree with what you want, but I think a woman being prepared to have sex on a date, like say if this is the first date, I should be prepared to give you some ass. Nope. No, but you should be prepared to pay for that date.
You was about to say, LaVille?
Hey, there's just some double standards.
When should she be prepared to give up that ass though?
She don't ever want to.
So she ain't never got to give up no ass.
No,
30 days.
I don't have to give you my body.
Time out. So I just want you to ask the question that I asked you. Okay, so we can go on 30 dates. She ain't never got to give up no ass. And I got to pay for all 30. And I got if she wants to. No. I want you to answer the questions that I'm asking you.
I'm saying no. What if she's saying I'm not having sex till marriage? That mean I shouldn't be dating?
My next question was, and I should be prepared to pay for all 30 dates.
Yes. If you ask her out, if you're asking her out, so you should be prepared to pay
for the dates.
I believe here's the thing, if I ask a guy out on a date, I'll be honest, and I'm just being honest. I'm going to assume he's going to pay, but I'm going to have enough money to pay for it in case I need to pay because I did ask him out. Because most men, every man that I've ever been out with will not allow me to pay. I think men have a problem with women saying you're supposed to pay because anytime a woman goes, the man 9 times out of 10 don't even want her to pay, won't allow her to pay. But I think it's just
Shaka,
the fact of saying you should is the problem.
Giving up the ass. That's what she was talking
about. Because y'all agree that y'all gonna pay. Because a lot of men feel like chumps if they don't pay.
Shaka, was the nope to the giving up the ass or the nope to he ain't got to pay?
Yeah, no, the nope to giving up the ass.
Your name ain't Shaka.
Nicole
should be suspended for 2 weeks.
Now, I forgot to call you. I'm glad you on here. Do I gotta wait till next month now?
Yeah, no.
Oh my God.
And answer me too. Do I gotta wait till next month now? Because I was supposed to call you at the end of last month, and this is only the second. Did I miss? Ooh,
Yep.
I missed my time frame.
You sure did. Okay. Jay,
That's
what you got
okay.
to
I
say
ain't gonna
about this?
forget next month.
You didn't get your thought out. You didn't
She
finish.
said, "Oh, Shaka saying to give him the cookies." Okay.
You didn't finish your thought. I don't want to. I don't want you.
I don't
to,
know where my thought was at. Go ahead.
Cause you looked a little stumped. You like,
I ain't want to tell you to shut the fuck up. It was right there.
So I think about it on a different level. When we talked about it in the group, I think it's expectations on both part, right? I don't think the woman should expect to give no ass on the first date. She should expect for him to try to get some ass on the first date. You know what I'm saying? I think that's reasonable, right? A man is gonna feel like after so many times of being out with you, whether he paying for it or just spending his time, period, at some point, he's gonna expect sex from you. You know what I mean? Now it's up to the woman to decide whether or not she want to give it to him. But the
I think
expectation,
it depends on your, communication. Because like I said, there's some women who say, I'm not having sex until I get married. That gives the man notice to say, you know what, well, I ain't, because that means if I ain't having sex, I can't date. No, but you have to be upfront. But there are some women that might mislead. So and I know that you want it from me, but I'm gonna keep going out and I'm gonna keep saying, I'm gonna see you. You ain't coming upstairs, knowing that's what he want. I think that's wrong.
it's a lot of men that'll take that with her telling him, no, I ain't having sex till XYZ, whatever the case may be, and him feeling like, oh no, I can change her man. There's a lot of that happens too. So
Yep, but she shouldn't expect to say, well, he didn't pay for all these dates. Let me go and bust it open.
I'm not saying, I never said a woman should expect to give up the ass. I said you should expect them to try you. There's a difference. I'm not. I got daughters. You know what I mean. But I've been a young man too in that situation. You know what I'm saying. So it go hand in hand. You know what I'm saying. Like I know what guys think. We had the conversation with my brother. Every time a man is doing anything for a woman, anything, it may not be at the forefront. It may not be a situation where it's like, oh, I gotta have it right now. If I don't have it from you, I'm not talking to you. But it's in the back of his mind.
But I ain't never felt like on no dates I went out. I ain't never felt like
in a dating scenario,
I'ma have to. I don't care how many times I went out with them. I've never felt like, man, he gonna want some now. Never. And I ain't never been with a guy who made me feel like that.
That's a good.
It's supposed to make you feel like that.
Right,
We ain't gonna get none.
Right. That's a good thing. And it's not to say that all his actions are impure. It's just the simple fact that we think sex all the time.
I think the issue that this conversation brings up is the fact that it's diminished on the fact of saying, or the mindset that a man's money or what he does, you know what I'm saying, with his ability to make money, how much money or whatever he got, is he's supposed to do that. That's no thought about that part. And then sex is a taboo. So we act like a person is not supposed to think about sex. You're not supposed to talk about sex.
Not
and
true,
then we regard it as the fact of the woman is giving up more than the man is when it comes to sex. So like her body is more important than his.
It is.
No, there you go.
The only reason why I say it is, it's because of how men treat their bodies. Men treat their bodies as if they'll stick it in a hole in a wall. So if they don't feel like their body is my temple and they don't feel like I'm giving it up to you, they feel like I'm getting it.
I would agree with you.
That's because of the fact that women decide on who has sex. Men decide on who has a relationship. But men choose the relationship, women decide the sex. When sex is had, who gets the sex and everything. And people don't really, that's the reason that some men, not all, that's the reason that some men have sex with so many multiple people, because we don't decide when we have sex. Don't remember, some of us are very good at talking ourselves into some things of that nature, whatever. But most of the time, if you're a guy who just not out here just hitting women over the head, taking it,
Unless there's an aggressive woman, there's a lot of aggressive women.
She can be aggressive, but guess what? She
She
still
decides.
decides.
But you know how many men turn them women down because they don't like aggressive women, and that he's making the decision, right?
Yes.
I'm just saying. I mean, even though the majority, I feel like the majority of men, and I might be wrong because I ain't no man, will take sex. Will take it just because it's offered.
Didn't I just say that?
No, but I'm saying, but there are some men who decides on
Ain't
who
that
gonna
saying the same
get it.
shit? Was that any different?
Any
That's
different
the
than
same
what
shit.
now? Same as what?
It's the same thing I just said.
What did you just say?
The same shit you just said.
No, you said women decides who has sex and men decide the relationship. All I was saying was that some men actually decide if they're gonna have sex. That's all I was saying. Continue. Just like your little bro said, now he choose. Prime example. But carry on. I'll be quiet.
You're a liar. You're a liar. You don't even know how to be quiet. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go, Jay. Go.
I spoke my piece. You was talking.
Hmm.
I spoke
I
my
forgot.
piece. You was talking.
I don't even know what to say. I keep trying to not to tell my sister to shut the fuck up. It's gonna sneak out. It's gonna slip out of here. Shaka, what? I mean, not Shaka. Tasha, what? It is what?
Oh, you know what? That's what I wanted to touch because she's agreeing with what Nicole said when they said that a woman's body is more. I don't know if the word. Forgive me, the verbiage might be wrong, but the gist of it was that a woman's body is more important than a man's body. Because she was disagreeing with what Neil said that the pleasure is shared by all. It says evolve, but I think he meant involve. I don't necessarily agree with that, and I do think that that's something that vagina is put on a pedestal, and it's like
It is.
that's the ultimate goal for man, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
vagina is the end game, right? And don't get me wrong, we put it there. We definitely we played a part in it. So it's not to say that this is a woman's fault at all, but to have the misconception that your body is more important than mine based off solely the fact of because of who I or how many times I sleep with somebody is idiotic to me. Like if you would just tell me that your body is more important than mine because you can carry life, I'm behind that. Right there. You got me one. I'm with you, women all day. But if you
Nope,
gonna tell me
I agree with that either because
body,
I carry life too.
You don't carry a full grown baby though. You know what I'm saying? Like
I carry life. I mean, I give it to her.
You carry the seed, you know what I'm saying? But once you plant that seed, you can still go. You know what I'm saying?
This is true. I'm with you on that part.
In that aspect, I would say yes, a woman's body is more important than a man. You know what I'm saying? But to base it off this fact that I sleep with 15 women and you all decide that you only want to sleep with 2 guys, that means that your body and your sexual organs are more important than mine. To me, is idiotic. Everybody, there are more promiscuous women in this world nowadays.
Wait a minute.
The silence.
You want to waste sperm to carrying a human? I don't understand what that means.
Hey, you got to find somebody with what's that shit called, elephantitis first, and then we can see how that works.
If you're speaking from the fact that I said that we also carry life and things of that matter, is we have to stop diminishing the fact that without a man, you cannot carry the life that you have. Now, I'm not saying that we carry babies to terms and all that there, and I'm not diminishing the fact that you go through hell when you are pregnant. But I'm to the point where I'm kind of over it when women act like a man plays no part in that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what without me, you don't get to be pregnant. You can't have no babies without me, without a man. Period. I don't care what you want to say. Go to the sperm bank. I can go to the sperm bank. Guess what? A man had to go there and drop that bat off for you to get
it. The batter.
He had to go drop the baby bat off for you. So I mean, that's a group effort. That's a team sport. You know what I'm saying? Now your role in that is heavier than mine. It is. But you can't do it without me. So that don't make you more important. I mean, your role just lasts a little longer.
I would disagree, not because of what you're saying. Well, yeah, I guess kind of what you're saying, because of the fact that she can carry the baby, and yes, her role is going to be a little bit longer, but it's a, like you said, it's a lot that go with carrying that baby. You know what I mean? Like, and it's a lot of pressure that we good fathers.
So what's the deepness, Tasha? Explain it to me. How what's way deep? What is it?
Damn, why the sperm count have to be low? If it was low, you wouldn't have that baby.
Exactly. What's the deeper? It's way deeper than that. What is it? Come on, let me know. Yes. I'm waiting. You gonna come in and talk, or you gonna type this book?
We're gonna go somewhere else with this one there because it's taking it away from what the conversation was. But
that's all right. We here for it.
Nicole, why you so quiet?
Because she said she was gonna be quiet. She's trying to prove that she can.
That shit eat up, boy. She
done bit up about 4 or 5 times.
Glasses fogged and shit. She could barely see through the motherfucker.
She in here like
steam and the sweat boiling on her ass right now. She was, boy.
You ain't got to worry about it, Nicole. I'm not gonna tell you to shut the fuck up. I'm not gonna tell you that.
I'm just letting them see how boring it is with me. Be quiet.
Maybe we should have let you put that damn video out.
What the fuck is that, Tasha? That ain't explain shit.
It is what, Tammy?
I'm trying to get
Tasha, you gotta explain. Yeah, you gotta throw an explanation in there. You can't just throw a rock and hide your hands now. What is Tammy?
You want to hear me speak about what? You made a comment, and I'm trying to get clarity on your comment. Because you said it's not about sex or needing our low sperm count to conceive. It's way deeper than that. What is it then? I mean, explain the deepness to me. What is it? What's so deeper that makes your body more important than mine if it's not about sex and it's not about the sperm count? So what is it?
Oh, I'm Beyonce. Oh. Listen.
And yet we still have no explanation. So what that means is I just want to say my body is more important, but there is no background for it.
I feel, can I speak since I'm the new Beyonce? I feel like women's bodies are more important because traditionally it is. A woman's body is always been taught to you save yourself. You don't, a guy is entering our body. It's different. That's why it's usually a problem. I think that's why it's more of a problem with men if they feel like a woman has multiple sex partners. It always comes to you don't respect your body. So even though you might not feel that way, the way you treat, the way our bodies are treated, and if I have sex with 5 people in a year, I'm ran through, or I'm not respecting my body. But if you have sex with 5 people, you're not disrespecting your body. Why not? Your body not as important as mine. That's not a disrespect to your body. It's only looked at as a disrespect to a woman's body. So it is different.
Nobody said it wasn't different.
That means it holds more value. It holds more value. Because you feel like my value diminishes if I have a lot of sexual partners.
The reason that men talk to you about that is because of the fact of how we view sex, and the men are not tied emotionally to sex and women are. So a man feels that every time a woman has sex with a man, it's more than just her having sex, because she has to feel a certain way about that person before she can lay down with him, and men don't.
But you can't believe that's true all the time, especially if you call a woman a whore or she a hoe. She ran through. All the homies had her. You think she in love with all the homies? You really don't believe that.
No, but guess what? Well, most of the time a man calling a woman a hoe, you know why he doing that? Because his feelings hurt because she won't give him none. 90% of the time he go there, he know nothing about her or who she doing nothing with. You've been in the neighborhood, you know that. If a guy try to
But
talk
I'm
to a
talking about
girl,
the times where it ain't. He's had her too, and he know people who've had her. You know what I'm saying? So
and you know what that
she
is? Now
looked
that
at
his
as
feelings are
ran
hurt
through.
because he had her, and he knows she's been with other people, and he's saying things about it because he figures she has to be tied emotionally to that person to have sex.
But that's what I'm saying. If you know she's been with multiple people, even if she had sex with this person, and you're not finna sit here and tell me as a man you think because she's had sex with 10 people in 10 days, she emotionally wants all of them 10 people. She doesn't. Just like if you watching a porn movie, that woman who does that for a job, most guys is like, ooh, ooh, ooh. But would you really want somebody that you know fuck for a living as your woman?
Plenty of people to get him.
Huh?
That plenty of people get them.
I'm not saying that they're lonely and nobody wants them.
So what you
But
saying?
when you think about it, this is what they do for a living. They having sex with different men, raw, on camera. Most upstanding people, I'll say, or guys that got stuff going on, they don't want that for their wife. And that's the whole body.
So I got a question. So then the ones who are having sex, like the woman who have sex with 10 different guys in 10 different days, her body's still more important than mine?
What are you talking about? I don't even understand the question.
I think it was straightforward.
It's not straightforward. You're saying because now I personally still feels like a woman's body. You might say that body. I can't say. I'm not a doctor. I can't look at her coochie and say what her value of her coochie is now. Because coochie gonna snap back.
Coochie value.
Right. Coochie snap back. But men look at it like it's a coochie value. Oh, you ran through, or you used up, or you left over.
I think you're avoiding the question.
I'm not avoiding the question because I feel like a woman's body point blank into the period is looked at, I'll say, as more valuable.
What do you?
I'm gonna be honest, I personally don't think that I think it's the same. I think men that have sex with a lot of women, I think it's disgusting. Just as I think when I think about, especially somebody that I like and they've been with a lot of people, I think it's disgusting. Maybe that's the testosterone in me, but I think it's disgusting the same way. So I personally don't feel like a woman's body holds more value. I think both your body period is your temple, but the way society is, the way men treat women and their bodies gives off the impression that you also feel that her body should be respected more than a man's body. Men can do this with their body, but you as a woman, you should really have more respect for this body, your temple.
And I agree with you.
So that's why I say it is based off of, how it's treated.
Basically what you're saying, you're not saying it is. You're saying that it is
viewed that way.
It is viewed to be that way, and I can agree with that. Linnell, I do not agree with your statement at all.
No,
that's spoken like a true
most
unit.
Relationships fail because of financials, not sex.
Yes, man, that's spoken like a true unit. I don't know what happened to your little brother, Nicole, but at some point he just stopped getting some.
Oh,
nope.
Exactly.
They can lie after having sex many times and say, "Yes, I'm a virgin." Women can't.
Why not?
Because we get our cherry broke.
Who the fuck? It's a select few niggas that know with an unbroken cherry and a broken cherry fell.
I'll bleed if it's the first
don't
time.
Know that.
What you mean?
Tell them you're a virgin. They don't know no
when
better.
You break the hymen, there's blood.
Y'all think guys smarter than they are.
And even if you go to the doctor, you know what I'm saying?
What you think he gonna take you to the doctor to see if you was a virgin?
But I'm saying if I got take Tristan, I want to find out if you still a virgin. I can't do that. But I can definitely take Egypt and find out if she's still one.
Yeah, but you can break your hymen on different things. It don't have to be just sex.
Really,
You
Mel?
could be riding a bike.
Mel. No,
That's
you
a
can't.
fact.
No,
Yes, you
I'm
can.
gonna need you to look that up for me because I'm gonna need some proof for that one.
So, okay, Linnell, first off, I wasn't saying that your comment was wrong about being an adult and that, but I'm saying your comment, I don't agree with your comment about sex not being a big part of a relationship. That's what I'm saying.
No, he said it's too much of a part in the relationship. He didn't say it wasn't a big part. He said
Sex is a heavy part of the relationship. I mean, it carries a lot of weight in a relationship.
That's his thing though. He's saying it's too much.
Nicole, yes you can, and that's true, but it's not common. Those are for you.
I'm still need to see that somewhere because I've never heard that in my 21 years.
Whoa.
What about the other years? Did you hear it in any of the other years? Nah. None of them? Okay. All right, we're going to keep it moving then. All right. What did he say? As an adult, no part of my life now. Do sex dictate my life? I'm glad it doesn't. I'm glad it doesn't because sex can be addictive. And it's like a drug for some people. So some people, it can dictate how they move and how they operate. And some people have better control of themselves. I'm just speaking to the fact that you are very negative when it comes to talking about relationships or women at any point. So when we start talking about sex, I'm not really listening to you.
I don't necessarily think it's negative though. Like what he says, I don't necessarily see it as negative.
That's right, Shaka.
He seems very against relationships. You know what I'm saying? Or even the fact of it. And I like I say, I guess he's been through some rough spots with it because he just has some very
I really need to look that up because I don't understand how that can happen. Is it hanging low on these certain women?
What's the impact?
Is it hanging low where it's like right there so that if they go boom, it pop? Is it down there? Is it low?
You know, it's not like a real cherry, right?
I know, but you're breaking the hymen. You still got to go up in there.
I just wanted to make sure you didn't think it was like an actual cherry that, you know.
Really? I know it's a hymen.
I'm gonna get selfish people getting in relationships. Okay. But you think all women are selfish?
See, I don't get that. Honestly, I don't get that when he talk. I get like
what he said it point blank.
He said that out of his mouth.
I don't remember that. I missed that. If he said
when he said I ain't gonna never have nobody.
Exact words. All women are selfish. His exact words.
Well, this was on the show, or was this a private conversation?
Yes, he said women are selfish.
He said all women are selfish.
Are we definitive on this all? Like, are we sure he said all?
Well, now he's saying not all, but most.
Okay.
Everyone is selfish in different degrees. I can agree.
I believe that. I agree.
I can agree with that.
I agree. Everyone is selfish in different degrees to fit their own agendas. I agree.
Not me.
Definitely you.
Not me. And what's all the heavy breathing?
Aren't you perfect, baby?
I'm glad you know it.
With that being said, I believe y'all love. We go. Beyonce, lead us out.
Hold on, wait. Before we go, I just want to.
No, I'm gonna give it back to you. The crown back to you.
Just gonna talk right over me.
My apologies.
Please. I've been doing great today. I ain't even go back and forth with you. I let you speak.
You almost jumped out of the bag right then. You gonna talk over
me? I am cool, calm, and collected today. You will not get me off my I just wanted to throw it out there that you still never got that explanation from Tasha.
Yeah, I know. That's because she didn't have one though. That's why she started. I want to hear Beyonce talk. I want to hear this. That. I understand how that shit go. She ain't had no explanation. She just talked crazy. That's all. I was gonna let her breathe. You know, Tasha one of my favorite people, so she all right to have a, you know what I'm saying, a little fucked up moment in her life. She okay.
In her life, a fucked up moment. Like,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She can go, you know what I'm saying, think about what she did wrong, you know what I'm saying? And when I see her next time, we'll have a little personal tete-a-tete.
powwow about it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? What is speak?
Speak.
You keep throwing these crying faces up here.
That's a laughing emoji.
She keep throwing these tears out here, you know what I'm saying? Talking about she got all these reasons. Them ain't reasons, them tears. See, women emotional. That's what it is.
Look at her. You emotional.
Look at it. I got her emotional. She all emotional. She thought Nicole would go throw some nuggets out there for her. Nicole started agreeing with us. Oh shit.
When did I start agreeing with y'all?
Shameless plug before y'all go. 28% off sale, y'all, on Body Butters. 20% off sale.
Come on, cuz. What you doing now?
She ain't got no punctuation in
it's
it.
a period right behind go.
No, but the period should be behind. There should be a comma behind sale.
Yeah, but the period
Sale,
means
y'all. It should be a comma behind y'all. It should be 20% off sale, y'all, on Body Butters. You know what I'm saying? There should be a break right there.
Yeah, but see, you go.
No, she said shameless plug before y'all go.
Period.
28 should have been words since it's the beginning of the sentence. I think that's what's throwing you off. It should have said 28 in words percent off, 28% off sale, y'all, comma. Well, no, on y'all on Body Butters. Maybe the y'all just didn't need to be in there.
Well, no, it should have become after y'all. That's a break. It should have been 28% off sale, y'all, on Body Butters.
Said, all right, Mayweather.
Yeah, or she could have took the y'all on out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But y'all know what she's saying. She ain't.
Go get that
28%.
Body Butters. Y'all ask you. Cold as hell in Chicago. I know y'all.
Here she go again. Now, see, Natasha gonna have to. Tasha ain't never got it from me. You know what I'm saying? She ain't never got it from me. You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep my role as her favorite cousin, but in a minute. We're gonna get out of here before I have to say something to my cousin over there. I love you, Tasha.
I love you, Tasha.
All right, you're gonna take us out, B?
I'm about to say next week, y'all, we got a new intro coming.
With all exciting parts of the show, so it's only gonna be Beyonce.
It's only gonna be Nicole in here with the.
It's gonna be clips of her arguing with herself.
Right. Keith Henning told me that one.
Yeah, no.
That's all right. All right, y'all. Like always, we appreciate y'all coming out, hanging out with us. We are back next Wednesday, 7:35 to 9 o'clock, or was it 8:30?
9:30, right?
No.
Oh,
I'm
looking at my time. Sorry.
That's your time.
8:30.
She's an hour ahead of us, y'all. So
yeah, 8:30, y'all. We're trying to stay within that hour time frame for y'all since the middle of the week.
We haven't done it yet, but one of these days
we're getting close. We're getting close. One thing we need y'all to do, we need y'all to go over to the Instagram page and like the page, follow the page on Instagram. Same thing on YouTube. Go to the YouTube page, subscribe, hit the notification. Go on YouTube.
Share this video.
Share the video.
Like the video.
Yeah. Check out the older videos if you have some of them that you missed. Also in here, put links to whatever you got going on, especially with Black History Month going on. You know, we love to support everybody. So if y'all got anything going on, either shoot us a message. We'll talk about it. Throw it in the comments. We'll talk about it, or anything that we could do to help. Because we're going to ask the same from y'all when we start putting stuff out. We want y'all to support us, and we're going to support y'all also. So we actually want to create a community that we're talking about. We probably will be. I mean, hopefully we can be the start of a community where we are at least trying to circulate our dollars within ourselves, and to kind of grow our own Black community with that. We can be the start of it if we all just try to work together with it. So if you got anything going on, just let us know. Let us know. Either you can be an email, you can post it on the page. I don't know. If you post to the page, we probably still have to approve it. So it might not go right to the page, but it'll at least give us a notification and we can check it out before it goes. Or during the show, throw it up in the comments. But don't look like one of them Arabs. I'm sorry. One of them Arabs who just be popping up in there with the
suspended for 2 weeks.
I corrected myself.
2 weeks.
I corrected myself. So, but other than that, you know what I'm saying? Hope everybody has a great week. We already said everything for all the pages: like, share, subscribe, follow, share, share, share,
Share
you know,
and share.
and share some more. You know what I'm saying?
And don't
other than
forget to
that,
share.
Yeah, please.
please don't.
When we say this, like we truly mean it. Like that, it's gonna help us a lot, and in turn, it'll help us bring more for y'all. So please spread the word, and you can do that by sharing on all platforms. You can share our Instagram, share our Facebook page, the YouTube. We definitely want y'all to go and subscribe to our YouTube as well. So please share it all.
And other than that, I'm out of ideas. Anything else we need to let the people know?
Nope, just thank y'all. We
So
love
should
y'all.
we share it? Yes, Shaka, you should share it.
2 times, 3 times, maybe even 4.
So
With that, that's all we need to say. We'll see everybody next week. Thank y'all for coming. We out.
God bless you.
peace.
Good night.